My name is Jana Lekanoff, and my research project is about historical place names of Unalaska Island, located on the Aleutian Chain in southwestern Alaska. I have lived in Unalaska for my entire life, and it will always be considered home. The city of Unalaska is the only currently inhabited town on the island. I am of Unangan or Aleut descent, and the Unangan people have lived in the Aleutians for thousands of years. My personal motivation for understanding place names of Unalaska Island is due to my experiences with the powerful connection between name, history, and communally shared memories. Unalaska Island is an excellent model for examining the effects of colonialization across the entire state of Alaska. The multiple names for any given mountain, river, or bay provide clear indication of the shifting influences of government. I grew up familiar with the land and water of Unalaska. Our family fished and camped every year, but I truly fell in love with my island when I started to take long hikes with my dog. Every mile we would cover gave me a time and a place to consider and to reconsider what I was doing with my life, and going on these hikes helped me decide to go back to school. I began to wonder about the trails I was walking on and the bays I was seeing, sometimes for the first time. At first, I was curious about navigation and sightseeing, but then I began to wonder about how old the trails were and the history of each place. In talking with other people, I recognized that many people had a similar relationship with the surrounding waters and the land of Unalaska Island. People's experiences at each place, coupled with such a complex and rich history, were a component of their culture, personality, and identity. Experiences within a specific environment presented opportunities for people to define themselves. My project encompasses nearly 300 years of colonial history in three languages: Unangan, Russian, and English. Each place name represents a different system of power, and later, after Russians Bering and Cherkov came to Alaska in 1741, the shifting power of colonial rule. After Russia sold Alaska to the United States in 1867, and especially during the Aleutian Campaign of World War II, English represented the language of power and control over the island of Unalaska. Many Unangan place names have been replaced by English place names, which is a terrible loss of communal and indigenous knowledge, because many Unangan place names are descriptive of the environment or of the primary activity played out in that particular place. In many ways, the local indigenous knowledge I was hoping to gather in my project has been the same knowledge I retain within myself. Although recognition of local indigenous knowledge has often been forgotten in a world obsessed with quantifiable results, it can be qualified as understanding of environment, of person and community, as well as knowledge of weather and local conditions. These ways of understanding the physical environment around myself and around my ancestors has influenced the way in which I understand myself. I am hoping to work with the local tribal government, the Unangan tribe of Unalaska, as well as the Village Angsa Corporation, the Unalaska Corporation, over the next semester to incorporate their ideas and goals for this type of information. I have compiled place names from several sources. Berksland and Dirks created the Aleut Dictionary, which includes a place name map in the Unangan language. I also referenced Father Veni Minoff's book, Notes on the Islands of the Unalaska District, for Russian language place names. Donald Orth's Dictionary of Alaska Place Names has been an incredibly useful compilation of many different sources as well. I will be incorporating information from INCSA 14H1 land claim documents from Ken Pratt's office at the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and I will also be incorporating oral histories from a variety of sources, including the work done by Ray Hudson and Rachel Mason in their work on the Lost Villages project. Finally, I will also be doing additional research into English place names used during World War II at the UAA Consortium Library Archives. I have created a database with over 80 place names and located many of them on a Google Earth map. I am working to include a place name in Unangan, Russian, and English where applicable, because not all places were important to each group. I also hope to include pronunciations, images, and oral histories within this online map. I believe I was able to make quite a bit of progress with existing sources, but I hope to take this project further by incorporating personal oral histories about these sites. I know that these personal experiences with place, weather, and activity have incredible impacts on local traditional land users. I am hoping to have this map with Unangan place names available online next year. I will be linking each site to a website that will include each place name, pronunciations, pictures, and other data. This has been a challenging and rewarding project, and I am excited to continue work on place names of Unalaska Island next semester through an anthropology practicum.